Welcome to the Tip In Maple Leafs podcast. I'm Chad.
I'm Dale.
We're coming to you tonight, episode 150, on the eve of the 2022 NHL Stanley Cup playoffs. On tonight's episode, we're going to preview the series between the Lightning and the Leafs, give our thoughts on the lineups, what we think might happen. We're also going to look around the entire NHL, and we're just going to, whip our dicks out and make a prediction on every series. We don't know who's going to win, but we're going to make a prediction.
Who does?
Nobody knows. There's always some crazy shit that happens in the playoffs.
You got it.
Anyway, I think Dale's got a tip for us this week. Is that right?
Oh, do I?
He's got a playoff tip for us tonight. So let's just get right into it. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at the Tip In Maple Leafs Podcast, on Twitter at the Tip In Podcast. Email us, the tipinpodcast@gmail.com. Go Leafs go. Game 1 tomorrow night. It's the playoff preview show on the Tip In Maple Leafs Podcast. Here we go.
Here we go. Hey, man, the best time of year. Now, let's just say right off the bat, there she is. There she is. In all her glory, there she is, man.
Michaela?
No.
Oh, the Stanley Cup.
The cup, man. Look at it. It's all shined
up. That's a really good picture you got of the cup.
Yeah,
it's nice and shiny.
It's all shined up and looking good, man. That's what it's all about. Starting tomorrow night, that's what it's all about. That puppy right there. Man, is she looking good. Look at that puppy.
You play all 82 games just for the chance to win this trophy. And it all starts tomorrow, man.
Yep. I got a tip of the week later that's going to blow your fucking mind. Special playoff edition. Getting ready for the playoffs. It's going to be sweet.
I'm super excited about it.
It's going to be good, man. But so we'll go over a few things here tonight. Just we should say off the top a couple quick things. This is our 150th episode, man.
150 episodes in.
150 fucking episodes.
We started on my couch in my basement. Remember that?
Of course I remember. We were getting, it was all about Willie Nylander, Willie or won't he? That was our first episode. It was called Willie or won't he? Was it because he was holding out? Was he going to sign? Was he not going to sign? That was episode 1. Here we are 150 later. And speaking of Willie Nylander, shout out. Happy birthday, Bill Nye, the science guy.
Is it his birthday today?
It is. May 1st. Yeah. Happy birthday, Willie.
Happy birthday. I wonder how he's celebrating.
You better have a whale of a groin tomorrow night. A whale of a groin.
He will.
I hope so.
But yeah, what do you want to do? You want to get into it?
This episode will be all over the place. But first of all, did you catch any of we were going to do it earlier. We originally were going to do it at 8:30. We were going to do it this afternoon. I was kind of bitching about it. So here we are. It's 7 p.m. Exactly. It's a little after 7 p.m., almost a quarter after. Exactly 24. It's a 7:30 start, eh? So we got, at least for the first 3 games, we're looking at 7:30 p.m. start time. So basically 24 hours from now, I'm going to be bouncing off the walls, getting ready for this fucking one tomorrow night.
Do you get excited for these games? You get nervous?
Oh, I'm excited right fucking now. The night before, I'm fucking excited. Both excited and nervous. I am not unusually, but maybe more so for the first time in a couple of years because there's fans back. It's just going to feel more. They're starting at home. I don't know. It's just going to feel. It just feels good on the night before. It's going to feel fucking great tomorrow. I can't wait, man. I can't wait to see how they play against Tampa Bay. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be – I'm in the exact same boat as you. I'm a little nervous, and I always get nervous for the playoffs. Actually, to tell you the truth, last year I remember feeling maybe overconfident in the Montreal series.
Yeah.
I'm always nervous when they're playing Boston. Even when they were playing Columbus, I was a little nervous because Columbus can be a dirty little team.
Overconfidence.
Last year, I was so confident that they were going to be. I think I picked them to sweep Montreal before, and you picked 5 games.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
little did we know. That's what it should have been.
They had them for 5 games.
Speaking of overconfidence, that might have something to do with the tip that I have later. So stay tuned for that towards the end of the podcast.
I'm glad I queued that up for you, a little foreshadow.
But anyway, man, I haven't heard Craig Button do any predictions yet. Have you? Because last year he didn't think Montreal was going to win a fucking game. They went right to the cup final.
I think, but how many people picked them to get swept by the Toronto? Toronto was 30 points ahead of them after the regular season. But let's get into this year. Let's start with a couple updates, a couple injury updates.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Andre Cache,
Did you catch? Okay, so you caught like
yes.
the media availability this afternoon after
So Andre
practice?
Cache will be a game time decision tomorrow, which surprised me because I mean, with his concussion, then it's his second or third one this season. I thought he was just done for the year.
I don't see him as a game time decision. I see him as he's in.
And why do you think he's going to be in?
I don't know. Well, Sheldon, okay, he's in the lineup. Like he was practicing on a line with Mikheyev and Tavares at practice today in a regular fucking jersey. Why would they be doing that the night before the playoffs?
Wouldn't it be how he feels?
Well, if he's feeling good today, what's going to be different tomorrow?
True. Yeah, and it's the playoffs. Suck it up and get in.
He's in.
With a head injury, it's just so different.
He's in, dude.
All right.
He's in. There's
no
going
to play. Michael Bunting, on the other hand.
Okay, apparently Bunting will not be good for game one, but Keith kind of still did say, like, we'll see how he feels tomorrow, but it's looking like Bunting did not take part in full practice today. I do not see him. It doesn't look like he's going to be in the lineup for game one. He should be ready to go, hopefully, for game two.
Yeah.
But there's so many variables here because if they look good tomorrow night and they win, and I want to get into this a bit later, like, what are you going to do? You're going to change the lineup and get some other guys in? Here's what kind of pisses me. We'll get more going into the lineup. Did you come up with your opening night lineup?
I did, yeah.
Okay, so did I. So here's what pisses me. Okay, so let's just look. It looks like tomorrow night, the forward lines here's what they're going to be. Because Bunting can't go, apparently, in game one. Matthews, Marner, Kerfoot. Not crazy about that. We'll get more into that. Mikheyev, Tavares, and Cache. Honestly, not crazy about that either. We can get more into that. Nylander, Camp, Engvall. Fine with that. Clifford, Blackwell, Simmons. Not crazy about that either. So looks like your 12 forwards for game one, and the D pairs are kind of what we expected. Riley, Lyubushkin, Muzzin, Brody, Giordano, Liljegren to start. Sandin and Hall, the healthy scratches. Well, I don't even know if Sandin's healthy enough to go. So Hall's the healthy scratch. I don't think Sandin's been cleared as of yet. So your extras are Spezza, Bunting, Hall, and Sandin as of right now. 2 extra forwards, 2 extra D. And obviously Jack's going to start in net, and Mrazek is nowhere to be found. It will be Shalgren with the ball cap on the bench, backing him up.
Yeah, for sure. And we all knew that was going to be the case.
Before we get to what we would put out there at game one, and this is a fluid situation here, right? Like,
it's very fluid.
So let's not go get crazy, carried away here. But from what I just said there, what do you like? What do you not like? What would you possibly change before we get into what we would do?
I'm kind of in the same boat as you. So the Kerfoot, Matthews, Marner, I'm not a huge fan of it. I get where he's going, but
where is he going with that?
Kerfoot is he's like a little speedy winger,
not Bunting.
Skill. No, he's not Bunting, but I kind of understand what he's going with there. But I wouldn't do that. That's not
neither would I.
Kerfoot. The Tavares, Mikheyev, Cache line, not at all. I don't like it. I just
what don't you like about it? Cache?
I don't like Cache up there.
He
just came back from a head injury.
I know. What the
You're
fuck?
You're going to put him in the top 6? Like put Biscuit up there, put Nylander up there, and put Cache down on the third line. Shelter his minutes a little bit.
And that we should say this too. Like, this is what's on paper here. Knowing Sheldon Keith, there could be something different on paper at the morning skate tomorrow. That's honestly the truth.
Right? 5 minutes into the game, he could completely tear the lines apart.
Yeah, they could start with this. That you could see one shift and things could change immediately. So I'm not going to put a lot of stock into this, but we got to go by what was at practice today, and this is it. So Kerfoot and Cache, okay, I'm the same with you, man. What about the Nylander with Camp and Engvall? I do like that, though. Do you?
I like it, yeah. I definitely like the third line. I like Camp and Engvall and Nylander working together, but I would move one of them up and move Cache down, only because Cache's coming. When's the last time he played?
Well, I'm going to be, okay, we'll go over this, and then we'll get into what we would do. Okay, what about the fourth line? Clifford, Blackwell, Simmons.
No, Clifford, no.
Okay.
I know why they're doing it, because they think everyone watched the 8-1 thumping that Tampa gave us.
Yeah, sure.
And you saw Tampa get very chippy and kind of push Toronto around, and having Clifford in the lineup helped. But
so out of those three guys,
Jason Spezza should be in the lineup.
How is Spezza not dressed?
Exactly. Jason Spezza should be in there over Kyle Clifford.
The last 2 playoffs, the bubble against Columbus and the series against Montreal, Spezza showed more fucking balls than more than half of these guys. He showed more balls than almost any of them, and he's not dressed for game one. What the fuck is that?
I don't know. I don't
Is
understand
he
that at all.
banged up? Is there something else going on we're not aware of here? Or is he a fucking healthy scratch? Spezza, you're not. I don't fucking get that, and I don't like it either.
I don't like it at all. It's got like a Mike Babcock feel.
Oh, that has a big time.
I don't like that. And I thought Keefe was sort of above that, but I don't know. And I could see if it was something different. Like, let's say Engvall was on the fourth line and he's like, you know what? He might give us a little more offense, something like that. But Kyle Clifford, you have Wayne Simmons out there. I don't know what Kyle Clifford's going to give you. What, he's going to play 8 minutes and maybe get into a scrum, maybe get into a fight? I don't get it. I don't get it.
Clifford's not even the guy for me. Okay, let's go.
Simmons?
No, let's get into your lineup. Your 12 forward. Like, our 6D's the same, right?
I think I wouldn't touch the D at all.
Perfect. So we're in agreement with the D pairings as of right now.
Yes.
The only change I might make is if when Sandin's ready, we'll see what happens there, and then whatever.
But using the guys that are healthy.
Yeah.
Like, so obviously, I would put Bunting in if he was healthy. So we have to leave those guys out.
So at least he's making the right call on the blue line. Hall will not dress, and the pairs are what I like, and it's the 6 guys that we think should be in there on the blue line. So we'll just talk about the forward group. So why don't you go ahead with your top 12 compared to what they're doing, and I'll go ahead and then I'll do mine, and we'll just see where we're at with that.
Okay. So I'm going to start. I'll do my top line first.
Yeah.
And you might think this is a little crazy. I kind of went off the board a little bit here.
Yeah, no.
But with Bunting being out and the way this guy's played this season, I think he deserves a shot. And I would have Matthews, Marner, Mikheyev, the line.
Okay.
Going up there.
Okay.
And then I would have Tavares, Nylander, and Cache.
Okay.
In the top 6. And then I would have the Camp Engvall line on the third.
Who's playing on the wing with those guys though?
Well, I had Blackwell up on the third line. I know he's a centerman on the fourth line, but I thought you could push him up and then put Spezza into the lineup.
Yep.
And then I would have, I had Kerfoot on the third line.
Kerfoot, okay.
That's right, I had Kerfoot on the third line, sorry.
Yep.
And then I had Blackwell with Simmons and Spezza. I had Clifford out.
Okay.
And I had, but I also made a lineup where I put Blackwell up in the lineup.
Okay.
Where he could move up onto the third line.
So do you want to just go over that again? Just say your 4 lines from top to bottom.
All right. So I got Matthews, Marner, Mikheyev, Tavares, Nylander, Cache, Camp, Kerfoot, Engvall, Clifford, Spezza, Blackwell, Simmons.
Okay. I don't hate that. Clifford is the scratch for game 1 for you.
Yeah. It's you know what it is? It's trying to fill that top left wing.
Yeah. I don't hate that, but I don't love it either. I would not I get the reasoning behind putting Mikheyev up with Matthews and Marner, but for me, I don't like Tavares and Nylander together. I like them apart.
I know. And I understand that.
And but I do like Mikheyev with Tavares because Mikheyev's got a lot of speed and I think he can make Tavares go. So a couple things I don't like about that, but for the most part, I could live with that. So yeah, I don't know. Like Mikheyev, Kerfoot up with the big guys. I don't know. I'm going to take it even a little bit further than that with that. So here's my starting 12 tomorrow night. Where did you have Cache? Second line still?
I kept him on the second line only because I wanted to keep
with Nylander and Tavares.
Yeah, only because I wanted to keep, like, the way I look at it is the top 2 lines may cancel each other out. So if you have Kerfoot on the third line, it gives you maybe a little more depth in scoring. It may come down to third line scoring in game 1, right?
Then do you not want Nylander there?
Yeah, but you also need to have a powerhouse in your top 6, right?
Okay.
You need a second line that can score as well. And I don't know if Nylander, Tavares, Mikheyev, Cache, I don't know if that's going to put up any numbers.
Well, the way Mikheyev's been scoring, he's been scoring just as hot a pace as Nylander.
Can he do it in the playoffs? I know Willie can.
We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out.
Yeah, we're gonna find out.
Okay, here's what I would do right off the top. With no Bunting, with Bunting being out, I would put Matthews and Marner with Blackwell. I'm taking Blackwell and I'm putting him right up there. To me, Blackwell is the most like Michael Bunting out of the rest of that forward group. That's my personal opinion. Kerfoot is not. I think Blackwell is closer to a grinder. He'll go into the corners. He'll get you the puck. He'll go to the front of the net. He'll fight a little bit in the dirty areas more than Kerfoot. And that's why I would do it. He reminds me the most of Bunting, and that's why I'm putting Blackwell up there. That's what I would personally do. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
So I would have Marner, Matthews, and Blackwell. That's my top line right there.
Yeah.
And just Blackwell replacing Bunting.
I don't like that.
That's fine.
I get it.
That's my reasoning behind it. Is I think Blackwell is the closest to Bunting.
Sure, but I think he tops out as a bottom six. I don't think he can handle.
I don't want him up there long term.
No, but just to fill in while Bunting's groin's resting.
Yes. So I don't think Keefe's going to do that, but that's personally what I would do. So I'd have Matthews, Marner with Blackwell. My second line would be Mikheyev with Tavares and Kerfoot. Third line stays the same. Camp, Nylander, Engvall. And my fourth line is Spezza with Clifford and Simmons. The guy who I'm not dressing, whether he says he's good and he's cleared or not, is Cachet. The guy hasn't played in 2 fucking months. He's coming off of a serious fucking head injury. You're not fucking playing. Game 1, you're not fucking playing.
I only put Cachet in because if he's healthy, he is a decent, he's a better player.
He hasn't played a game in 2 months.
I know.
It's
what
not.
What if he comes back and looks good though?
I hope he does, but it's not. If I'm making these decisions, I'm sorry. This is too important right now.
But when are you going to give him the chance?
Let's see how it goes in the first couple games when you're not in. We gotta go. Sorry, it's not.
And I agree with you. Last playoff, Jason Spezza did so much. The fact that you're putting a guy in who may be one hit away from just done over Jason Spezza is a little crazy.
And if Cachet so I had Cachet out. So again, Marner, Matthews, Blackwell for me, Mikheyev, Tavares, Kerfoot, Nylander, Camp, Engvall, Clifford, Spezza, Simmons. When Bunting's ready to go, he moves up, takes Blackwell's spot. Blackwell possibly comes out of the lineup, and when Cachet's ready, Clifford probably comes out. But I would play maybe Cachet with Spezza and Simmons. I don't know. It's tough. It
is tough. It's very tough. But it's what you think the game is going to be like. Keefe is obviously expecting a very tough, gritty game. That's what he's expecting, in your face kind of.
That's what it's gonna be, man.
Oh, and that's great, but
so playing Andre Cachet fucking 20 minutes a night with Tavares and Mikheyev, not the smartest fucking choice.
If I'm Tampa, I look at that fourth line with Clifford, Simmons, and Blackwell, and I'm like, all right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to dress like a goon fourth line. I'm going to put a little skill on there, and when the 2 fourth lines get together, maybe we can pop in a goal.
I don't think Tampa has that, though, Chad. I don't think they have that element anymore.
It's true. They did lose a lot of players after their run last year.
So they kind of have I think their fourth line is Perry, Maroon, and I forget the other guy. But they have a bigger, kind of heavier fourth line. And that's why I think Sheldon's all right, let's do that.
When you want it, I don't know.
It's game 1. So we'll see here. Things could be, if they win, how you're not going to want to change it if you win. That's the thing. But if they lose, then, I'm sure Spezza draws in. But here's the thing. What if they win? Then Spezza doesn't get in for game. You're probably not going to want to change it for game 2 if they win tomorrow night. So Spezza doesn't get in for game 1 or 2.
Maybe it depends on how you win.
Right.
If it's kind of a really shaky, shitty game, but you miraculously come out on top, you win 7-6. I don't know, something crazy like that. Yeah. You might start to switch it up for game 2. I don't think it's going to be like that. Although they did give up 8 goals to Tampa just a couple weeks ago. So.
And to be honest, Keefe doesn't strike me as that type of coach anyway. He does. If they fucking win game 1, that wouldn't prevent him like a Babcock. That wouldn't prevent him from changing the lineup.
No, remember last year in the playoffs, it was like a revolving door with Dermott and Sandin. Dermott played well and they won, but then they put Sandin in. He played well, they won, but then he put Dermott in. He just kept rotating, and then to the point where Dermott gave up the puck in the game 5. Was it game 5? He gave up the puck in overtime.
Dermott, 6? Game 6, yeah. It was Galchenyuk in game 5 or game 6. Yeah, game 6 for Dermott, Galchenyuk in game 5, I think. So
yeah, so you're right. I mean, it could kind of go either way tomorrow night, and it's a wait and see. They could win and he could change the lineup for game 2. They could lose, and he could keep it the same. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. So we'll see. We'll see there then. Anyway, so I don't know. And we'll see. Who knows? It could be different. Tentatively, what we said, Cachet with Mikheyev and Nylander and whatever, and Kerfoot up with Matthews and Marner. I just don't love that look. I kind of think I don't like Kerfoot up there. And I think Cachet's first game off of another concussion, first game in 2 months, and he's going to play on the second line. That's just not the right spot to put him, man. It's just not. Like, take one of the guys from, even if, I don't know. I do like keeping Nylander with Kampf and Engvall, but I mean,
yeah, I like that. I like that too, because like I said, if the top two lines cancel each other out, if you have a William Nylander, I put Kerfoot there in my lineup. But my thinking is, if you can just have one guy who can score, like nothing against Kampf and Engvall. Engvall's having an incredible season, but one guy with some offensive talent on that third line that is almost top six-ish, that could be the difference.
Oh yeah, yeah, no, for sure, man. So, okay, anything else on the line on the lineup before we kind of move on a bit?
No, let's move on.
So, okay, these games are going to be starting at 7:30, at least Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I think we have 7:30 starts, and then it's to be announced after that. So at least this week,
it's 7:00 on Sunday.
Oh, 7:00 on Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, or a little earlier on Sunday. So whatever. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 7:30 for games 1, 2, and 3. So that would, we didn't talk about this before, but like we were kind of like, oh, if they start at 7, what time should we do the post show? If they start at 8, what time should we do it? So 7:30. So do you think we should do the post games at 10:15?
Yeah, we could do it at 10:15.
Now
we'll just do it like we'll see when the game ends.
Yeah, I'm going to set them in advance though. So I'll set it for 10:15. If we have to change it, we'll change it.
Yeah.
But if everything is like a go and this series, what are the chances we don't see some overtime games? I think it's very unlikely.
There's definitely going to be some overtime games.
So if we have some, like, what are we going to do in that case? Are we just going to run it if it goes late, we'll run it to the next day?
Yeah, if it goes late, we'll run it to the next day. No one's going to want to stay up and watch our live stream.
Well, maybe, man. It depends.
12:30 at night. So.
Okay, how about we can talk about this, whatever. If it doesn't end in the first overtime, we push it back to the next day. Is that fair?
Yeah, okay. We'll see. We'll talk about it.
We'll see. Yeah. Like I was thinking we start the post-game streams at 10:15. Maybe we're done by 11 after every game. But barring overtime, that won't be the case. So anyway, so stay tuned tomorrow night. If it ends in regulation, we'll be on at 10:15 for post-game podcast immediately following game 1 between the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Toronto Maple Leafs. Game 1 of the Atlantic Division matchup. Do you want to go straight to the other matchups and take a look around the other matchups, or is it too early to go to a special sponsor? Should we do that now and then take a look at the matchups? Or
this is just a playoff preview. We don't have to stretch out the time. We're just talking playoffs. So if you want to go to a special sponsor, and then we'll come back and we'll pick our winners, and we'll get the people watching. Leave your comments below for each round, and we'll kind of do a survey of who thinks is going to win each series.
Yeah, if you want to get to any comments or whatever, like by all means. But like we're bringing something back. We're bringing something back for the playoffs.
A lot of people saying they're getting anxious and nervous.
Okay,
nervous.
100%. Join the club.
We feel you. So yeah, let's have a word from our sponsor, and then
bringing it back just for the playoffs. Very special edition. We haven't heard from these folks in a long time, but man, is it great to have them back on board. And I'm talking about Fleshlight. It's a dark night out there tonight. It's a dark night out there tonight. Do not reach for the flashlight. If the power goes out, reach for your fleshlight. Let's hear from them, Chad. Ready?
All right, let's hear it.
The bar play is just not what it once was. What's that? There's an alternative option? Tell me more. Ooh, it looks like a real pussy. It feels like a real pussy. We're talking about Fleshlight. Oh, any porn star that you like, molded to your satisfaction. You don't want to come too early. You don't want to come too late. You want to come just on time. Fleshlight. If the power goes out and you're stuck in the dark, you reach for your fleshlight, it's not gonna help you. You're gonna wish you had a real flashlight in that situation. Nonetheless, the Tippin' Maple Leafs podcast, big supporters of Fleshlight.
All right, fleshlight.com. Get yours today.
And that particular fleshlight just so happened to be Mrs. Angela White. Man.
She's prime.
Wow.
She is like a legend.
Fleshlight. Is it great to have them back on board for the playoffs or what?
All right, everybody. Fleshlight's on board. Let's get everybody else on board. And we're going to go through. We're going to start in the East. And we'll name the series. Me and Dale will give our picks. Give your picks in the side, and we'll get a sort of a general idea of who seems to be the favorite in that series in all our minds.
Yeah, I do. Once we do the predictions, I do want to go over the standings of 1 through 8 and take a look at how, if they went back to the original seeding,
how it would look,
how it would shake out. But let's start with the predictions.
Right. So the first one we got is the first place Florida Panthers taking on wild card number 2, the Washington Capitals. Who do you got, Dale? Are we going to say the number of games too?
If you want, man, whatever you want to do.
All right.
For me, Florida versus Washington. I mean, if you want to say the number of games, go ahead. If not, whatever, just pick a winner. For me, I'm going to say the Florida Panthers win this series in 5 or 6 games. Washington probably maybe can give them a go, but Florida just, I don't know, man. I'm Panthers in 6. The Cougars in 6 for me.
You don't think the old President's Trophy curse?
No.
Not going to happen.
Not in the first round. No, I don't. I don't see an upset here. I personally think the Panthers win the first round in 6 games over the Washington Capitals. Could be 5. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I'm also going to go the Cougars as well in this one, but I'm not as dead certain that the Caps can't pull off an upset. But I think in the end,
you're right.
Florida.
You're right. Is Ovechkin healthy, or I haven't heard any updates there? Is he going to play? Like, what's the deal?
He probably will.
Probably, but
he's always there. So most people saying we got in the comments, we got 2 people saying Caps in 6, Florida sweeps. It's kind of split down the middle. I'm surprised on that. I thought it'd be all Cougars.
Are we going to jump over the Leafs, Tampa, and we'll do everything first, and we'll do the Leafs? We'll come back to the Leafs and the Lightning.
Finish with the Leafs and Lightning. Yeah. So next we're going to go the Carolina Hurricanes versus the wild card number 1, Boston Bruins.
Okay, for me right here in this series, I am, regardless of the goaltending, I'm not sold on Tampa, or I'm not sold on Boston's goaltending. I'm not sold on Carolina's goaltending either, with or without Freddie Anderson. So, but you know what I am sold on? Rod Brind'Amour. I'm picking the Carolina Hurricanes 100% guaranteed. You fucking heard it here first. The Carolina Hurricanes will beat the Boston Bruins in 6 games.
Yeah.
The Rod Brind'Amour factor. You cannot look over the Rod Brind'Amour factor. Can't do it.
True fact. There is not a single fleshlight made that can handle a Rod Brind'Amour.
And he's tried them all.
He's tried them all. None of them fit. None of them work. They all bust.
Yeah. One use, if that. Lucky.
Not even.
That guy is a fucking animal. Rod Brind'Amour. The Bruins have no chance.
All right. I'm totally on board, but I'm taking the Bruins.
What? Oh my God, Chad. No.
Yeah, I am. Sorry, Rod Brind'Amour. Don't come looking for me.
He will.
It's playoff time, man. This is what fucking Boston does. They just win.
Chad, if Brind'Amour has to lace him up, he'll do it.
I know he'll do it.
If he has to get in net, he'll fucking do that. He doesn't matter. He doesn't care, man.
No.
Whatever Brind'Amour needs to do to win that series, he's going to do it.
Listen, I don't feel good about not picking Rod Brind'Amour's team, but I just think it's going to be the Bruins. And in the comments, it's Bruins, Canes.
Okay, well, hey, man, I told you. Like, whatever. I'm Carolina. I'm going with Roddy Brind'Amour. I would never bet against Rod Brind'Amour.
Most people saying Bruins in 7. So they think it's going to be a series, and I could see that. I could see that being a series. Although I could also see Rod Brind'Amour just being like, no, shut her down.
Yeah, exactly.
Shut her down. All right, let's move on. The last one. We're going to come back. We're doing the Leafs and the Lightning last. So the Rangers and the Penguins. This is an interesting one.
You want me to keep starting in the East, and then when we get to the West, you can start?
Yeah.
Okay, so for me, this is interesting because you got Crosby and Malkin, and one of
Rangers had a hell of a season.
Yeah, one of Pittsburgh's last kick at the cans, possibly here. But I'm telling you what, man, for me, in this series, I am going with Shesterkin. At Shesterkin, the fuck is his name? One of those two. Is there an S on the end of that or no?
Shesterkin.
Okay. Oh, is there an S on it?
I don't know. I always just say Shesterkin.
Okay. Anyway,
but I get all the names wrong, so don't.
I'm taking the New York Rangers over the Pittsburgh Penguins in 6 games. I think the Rangers are for real. I like their goaltending, and I think that's going to help them against the Penguins. Rangers in 6 for me.
All right. Well, again, I got you. Everyone's on board with you. It's Rangers. But I'm going to go with the old blood. The old blood, Sidney Crosby. You can never count him out, man. You can never count him out. I'm going to go Penguins. Penguins are going to beat the Rangers. He's just going to find a way to get in Shesterkin's head, and that's it.
Okay.
Once that goalie's off his game, the Rangers don't have much.
Yeah. Is Tristan Jarry playing? Like, is he? I don't know. I thought he was banged up too. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Shesterkin.
You got your Rod Brindamore. I got my Sidney Crosby.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. I mean, that's not even close, but that's fine if that's what you want to do. Well, I can deal with that.
Chris says the Pens too, so I'm not alone. Everyone else says the Rangers, but
okay, no problem.
Alone. All right, let's go to the West.
Okay, so you want me to queue up the series and then you
queue up the series and I'll start.
Okay, so the Western Conference. Let's go with
the West is the best.
We'll go from what do we got? The Dallas Stars versus the Calgary Flames. What do you think's going to happen there? You know what they say about Texas, man.
Yeah, I do know what they say, but okay, I can only go on the Leafs playing these teams because I don't really watch a lot of the West teams throughout the year other than when the Leafs are playing them. And anytime the Leafs played Dallas, Dallas didn't look very good. But anytime I've seen Calgary this year, man, they got a hell of a team. And you got your Rod Brindamore. What about a Daryl Sutter? I'm sure he's gone through a fleshlight or two.
Daryl Sutter might be as close to a Quenneville
as you can get.
So
I'm picking Calgary. And I think a quick series too. Like I'm thinking 5 games, 6 games. I think Calgary all the way.
Yeah, I am 100% with you on this one. I do not see how you could go against Daryl Sutter. The Flames have been rolling, and I just don't see the Stars as a legit contender. I just don't see it. There could be upsets. Who the fuck knows what's going to happen here? But
the comments is unanimous. It's Flames.
I'll say the Calgary Flames in 5 games. Is that what you said?
Yeah, Calgary in 5.
Calgary in 5. Okay, so let's tee up. Here's an interesting one. The Los Angeles Kings versus the Edmonton Oilers. Edmonton has home ice in this series. Are the old Kings back?
I don't know.
Or are the new Oilers ready to finally win?
I don't know, man. I'm kind of torn on this one. I want to say Edmonton because LA kind of just surprised everybody this year and had a hell of a team.
Did they ever?
But I don't know. You can't count out the Kings. You know what? I've been going with old blood all my picks so far. So why not? I mean, LA's just going to keep it rolling and they're going to get past the Edmonton Oilers. And I hate saying that because I'd like to see Zach Hyman win a round or two. But yeah, I'm going to go LA Kings.
Yeah. You know what, man? I just am not a believer in the Edmonton Oilers. I can't even believe they made the playoffs, to be honest with you. So after some of the shit that they went through this regular season, like basically an entire month without winning a game, not a believer in the Oilers. I just think they're lucky to be there. So my pick here is Jonathan Quick and the LA Kings will beat the Edmonton Oilers in 7 games. I'm taking the Kings, man. Not the Edmonton Oilers. I don't think the Oilers are for real.
So we're both picking Kings. We're both picking the Kings. And it's actually 50-50 in the comments. It's Kings, Oilers, Kings. Well, actually a lot of Kings. A lot of Kings and a few Oilers sprinkled in there.
Okay, the Nashville Predators will go to the Mile High City. You know what they say about Mile High, man. You know what they say about that, right?
Some jerkin coach just asked me if I wanted to be part of the Mile High Club. What movie is that from?
Oh, fuck. Off the top of my head, I don't know. As soon as you're going to say it.
Oh, no way. Billy Idol gets it. Why doesn't she?
Oh, Billy Idol. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Wedding singer.
Yeah, wedding. Yeah, Adam Sandler, Drew Barrymore. Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Mile High.
It's been a while since I've seen that one. All I remember about The Wedding Singer is his mental girlfriend that he wants. He comes home and she's wearing his Van Halen t-shirt. He's like, take that off right now. Before you jinx the band and they break up.
I come home and she's wearing nothing but my Van Halen t-shirt. Oh, no way. That's what he tells Billy Idol?
Oh, is that what he tells?
Yeah, that's what he tells Billy Idol.
Okay,
all right, so we got
Nashville versus the Colorado Avalanche. Dude, this is not a slam dunk here, I don't think.
It's not a slam dunk, but I don't think Nashville gets by the Colorado Avalanche.
Yeah. So what are you calling then? What are you calling there?
Colorado. Maybe in 6. We'll give Nashville a couple wins.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, like I'm still not sold on the goaltending here for Colorado. Like I don't think Kemper, personally, I don't think they can run to the cup with Darcy Kemper. I just don't think that's going to happen. But
do you think the Leafs can do it with Jack Campbell?
I don't know. Not necessarily, but we'll see. Maybe if Jack gets hot.
Then we'll see if Kemper gets hot.
I'd feel better. Like maybe I'm biased, whatever, but I'd rather have Jack than Darcy Kemper. I really would. Yeah. So,
they didn't lose too often this year. So
no, but they're stacked up front anyway, right? But like,
yeah, everybody in the comments is picking the Avs.
Yeah, okay.
There's not one Predator. So are you going to go out on a limb and pick Nashville to upset the Colorado Avalanche in round 1?
No, I'm not. I think Colorado will win in 5 or 6 games. I believe that will be the case. Long term, though, I'm not sure where they go with Darcy Kemper. We'll see. And then one left in the West. It's the Minnesota Wild against the St. Louis Blues.
The series I could care less about.
Yeah, don't care about this at all.
It's like it's got nothing drawing me to it at all.
I have a theory here. You want me to go first on this one?
Okay, you go first.
Okay, well, I'm going to pick the Minnesota Wild, man, because
they're wild?
The Wild are as close to the Cougars as you're going to get in the NHL. We got the Florida Panthers, which are a Cougar cat, and we got the Minnesota Wild, which are like the Wildcats, right? So I'm picking just my love of Cougars. I'm going to go with the Minnesota Wild over the St. Louis Blues in 6 games, just because they're like as close to the Cougars as you can get in the league, in the playoffs. Like there's no one else, there's no one else that's close to the Cougars. Like that's it. So
I didn't really think about this series, but you just sold me on the Minnesota Wild. So I'm going to jump on the Minnesota Wild bandwagon here because, I love a Wildcat. This morning, quick Cougar story. This morning I went to get my hair cut in downtown Peterborough at the barber shop. And some lady, she had a Saturday night, this lady. So I had to park around the corner and I'm walking down the sidewalk and out of one of the apartments, the doors on George Street and you just apartment. Yeah, this lady comes out, tank top, leopard tight pants, cigarette, just a burning.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And she's just like,
are you serious? Leopard fucking pants again?
I mean, leopard pants. Like the other leopard pants I saw, they were like leopard pattern.
What is with you running into these chicks wearing leopard pants?
Maybe it's a sign that the Florida Panthers are going to win the cup because I'm seeing leopard pants all over, but these were like,
maybe it's a sign that you have Cougars chasing you down.
But they're not like coming on to me or anything.
You just are running into them.
The other one was like black and white leopard, almost like a zebra. This was
zebra.
This was like orange, black and white, like leopard.
Okay.
And the cigarette, and she looked so rough, and she asked me for a light, and I was like, sorry, I don't have one. And she's like, that was it. Oh man, she looked like she partied hard.
That's Saturday. The lady who cut your hair? That's the lady who cut.
No. Just the lady.
I thought this was going to lead to I went in to get my haircut, and then here comes the lady in the Cougar pants about to trim me up.
She either had a hell of a party on Saturday night, or she hasn't stopped partying since 1997. That's what she looked like.
Love that.
All right, but so we got the Blues. It's split. It's like 50-50 Blues and Wild, and I don't think anyone cares. So
yeah.
But Adam says that he likes your take, Dale. And now he's on the Wild as well.
Hey, man. There you go. Throw some money on those Wildcats. They should rename Minnesota the Minnesota Wildcats. It shouldn't just be the Minnesota Wild. They should call them the Minnesota Wildcats. That's what
Yes.
Jerry Bettman, get on that. Come on, man. Come on now.
Yep.
All right, we got one series left in the first round.
The one we're all waiting for.
Yep.
The one we all care about. So the Toronto Maple Leafs versus the Tampa Bay Lightning. Do you want me to go first?
Sure.
I hope nobody kills me over this.
Come on, man. Be honest. I know what you're going to do here.
The Tampa Bay Lightning.
You're picking Tampa Bay?
Tampa Bay Lightning will defeat the Toronto Maple Leafs in the first round.
You're joking.
No, I'm picking Tampa Bay Lightning. You want to know why? Because I always pick the Leafs and they lose. So this year, I'm going to pick the other team.
Okay. So you're going with Tampa. Do you think Tampa's going to beat them in what, 6, 7 games?
I'll say Tampa in 7. That's how the Leafs roll.
That is how the Leafs roll. So that's a good pick.
It's not a good pick, but
it's a smart pick because I absolutely could see that playing.
I'm trying to use reverse psychology.
Yeah, I get that.
Like if I pick Tampa, the Leafs will be like, no, hold my beer.
Yeah, I get that, man. You know what I'm going to do here? I've been really thinking about this, and I'm like, how are they going to beat Tampa? This is such a huge, just like a huge mountain to climb. It's absolutely insane to take out the 2-time defending champs. Like, this is going to be extremely difficult. But eventually, you got to start winning. Like, I think Matthews and Marner, these guys, I think they're sick of fucking losing. What makes Matthews and Marner not as good as Kucherov or Stamkos or whatever? The fact that they haven't fucking won. It's time to fucking win, boys. I'm taking the Leafs in 6 games. I cannot handle another game 7. I'm not even interested in a fucking another game 7. I think the Toronto
unless Tampa has a 3-2 series lead or a 3-1 series lead, then you're into a game 7.
Yeah, okay, but I'd rather bypass the game 7 this year and let's see the Leafs just absolutely. They're not going to dominate them because Tampa's too good, but maybe we do catch Tampa a little tired. Maybe they're not as sharp. They played more hockey than anybody. Maybe they're not as sharp as they were last go around. I think that I'm taking the Leafs in 6 games. I think the Leafs finally do it. And I think once they get this win, it's sky's the limit for the Toronto Maple Leafs. I think they're going on a run. They're going streaking. We're going to KFC. We're going right to KFC. We're picking up Frank the Tank. We're going streaking. We're going to KFC. We're going butt fucking naked.
The comment is all Leafs.
Well, hey, man. I get your
Leafs
reverse
4,
psychology.
Leafs in 6, Leafs in 7, Leafs in 5. And listen, I want the Leafs to win, obviously.
Of course.
I'm cheering for the Leafs, and I'm picking the Leafs to beat Tampa. But on this podcast, I'm just going to say Tampa because every year I say Toronto, and they fucking burn me.
Okay, so do you want to recap that then? So the Panthers and the Capitals, I took the Cougars, you took the Cougars.
That's right.
So we both have the Panthers. The Leafs and the Lightning, I took the Leafs, you took the Lightning, but you're trying to pull the reverse psychology?
Yes.
Okay, so fair enough. The Bruins and the Carolina Hurricanes, I went with Rod the Bod.
Yeah, and I went with the Bruins.
You got a comment you're going to fire up or no?
No, I don't have a comment. I just Rod the Bod is just a great name for Rod Brindamore.
Okay, so you're taking the Bruins. I'm taking Carolina. The Rangers and the Penguins, I'm taking the Rangers. You took Pittsburgh. So we're split there. Well, okay, if you want to say you're taking Tampa, then whatever. Like, I guess we're kind of 3 series we picked different in the Eastern Conference. The only team we picked the same to win was the Cougars.
Yeah.
And in the West, Calgary, Dallas, we both picked Calgary. Edmonton, LA, we both picked LA.
I'm going to put this comment up real quick.
Yeah.
From RPGT Raptors post-game talk. Leafs in 6. They'll do the same thing the Raptors did in 2019, denying the Warriors a 3-peat. The Leafs will deny the Lightning from winning a 3-peat. I like that.
Hope you're right. The only difference there is that
that was in the final.
Yeah, this is happening in the first round. Even if the Leafs do get past Tampa Bay, they still have to beat 3 other teams.
I know, but they're
to win the cup.
What he's saying is they're denying the champs their third championship.
That's great, but yeah, I hope so. So we both took the Flames over the Dallas Stars, although that could, now I'm starting to rethink that because of the whole Texas thing, but we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. We took the Kings over the Oilers. We both took the Avalanche over the Nashville Predators, and we both took the Minnesota Wildcats over the St. Louis Blues. So we picked everything the same in the West. So we won't.
Last year we ran about 15%, so don't bet on anything that we're saying.
No. But
we had terrible picks last year.
We did. So we're a little more split this year, though. We got the West all straight, but in the East, we're more divided.
I picked a couple upsets in the East. Like I picked the Bruins to upset the Hurricanes.
I don't even know if that would be an upset necessarily.
Well, the wild card taking out the first seed, and then I picked the Penguins. I picked the old blood, the old team.
Yeah, that's fair. So we won't advance to the second round because once I forget how they even do it. Once the second round matchups go, do they reseed them based on points in the second? I forget how they even do it.
So what happens is, like the wild card teams will join a division. So the Bruins have basically joined the other division,
the Metro. Okay, and Washington's joined the Atlantic. If Washington okay. Yeah. So the winner of the Washington-Florida series gets the winner of the Tampa-Toronto series no matter what.
That's right, yeah. And so the Bruins losing on Friday to the Leafs, their path to the conference championship is basically beat Carolina and then the winner of the Rangers and the Penguins.
Fucking brilliant.
The Leafs have to beat the Tampa Bay Lightning and then probably the Florida Cougars.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Man.
Should have been on a wild card spot.
Should be interesting. So do you want to keep going then, or we'll just leave it at that and we'll see what happens after the first round?
Yeah, we'll leave it at that and we'll see what happens. If the Leafs get by and the second round, we'll do another pick.
Yeah, for sure.
For the second round, and we'll look at how well we did because we probably didn't do very well.
Well, we'll see. You never know how it's going to play out. So going to the standings in the Eastern Conference, if they went back to 1 versus 8, how it would have played out just for the Leafs and everybody else. So the Panthers finished first. The Leafs ended up finishing third in the Eastern Conference with 115 points, only behind the Panthers / Cougars and the Carolina Hurricanes. They were third. Third in the East. Like the next closest, the fourth team behind them had 5 less points.
You mean Rod Brindamore?
Sorry,
they're not even Carolina. They're just Rod Brindamore.
No, sorry. So the Leafs ended up finishing. What did they finish? 1, 2, 3. The Leafs finished 4th overall in the regular season. Did you know that? That's pretty impressive. They finished
in the NHL.
In the NHL, wow. The Florida Panthers, the Colorado Avalanche, the Carolina Hurricanes, and the Toronto Maple Leafs. There's your top 4. And Minnesota finished 5th. So how about that?
Yeah, that's an incredible season. I said in the last podcast, like, what a great season to watch. What a great season to do a Leafs podcast. So how would it shape up if it was 1 versus 8?
Okay, so if it was 1 versus 8, like going back to how I think everyone wishes it would go, at least I do. I'm sick of this win your fucking division bullshit. Like I want to see it go back to 1 versus 8. The Panthers would play Washington still. Carolina would play Pittsburgh. The Leafs would play the Boston Bruins, and the New York Rangers would play the Tampa Bay Lightning. That's how it would shake down. So only one series would still be the same. It would be Washington and Florida. Carolina, Pittsburgh, Boston, Toronto, Rangers, Tampa.
Yeah, you know what? That almost seems like, I don't know. It seems better to do it that way because judging by the regular seasons, like, I don't know.
It seems more fair to me to go 1 versus 8. Fair.
Like Tampa, the Rangers had a really good season. They had 110 points. They deserve to play Tampa Bay.
And they'd have home ice in that series.
And they'd have home ice in the series. And the Leafs in Boston, I think that's fair. Boston had a pretty good regular season, but the Leafs had a better one. But having to play Tampa Bay Lightning in the first round so Tampa was 5th in the conference.
That's right.
So basically 3's playing 5. I don't like that.
No, 3's playing 6, 4's playing 5.
No. I mean, like the way the conferences work out.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
It would be like 3rd place playing 5th in the East.
Yeah. That's right.
And what was the one series that's the same?
So Washington and Florida. So like the Rangers finished 4th, Pittsburgh finished 7th in the Eastern Conference. So you're having a 4th seed New York Rangers playing a 7th seed Pittsburgh Penguins. Like, I don't know. Like it is close. Like Carolina's 2nd.
No, I just pulled up the standings. The Leafs would play Pittsburgh.
I don't see how you're saying that because Carolina's the second seed in the Eastern Conference in points wise, so they would get the 7th place Pittsburgh
Boston.
Penguins.
Oh, they have Boston in 7th here. I don't know why
Okay.
they have that.
Are you? Yeah, no, I don't have.
This is TSN's website.
Okay, I'm on the NHL website. They've got Florida, Carolina, Toronto, the Rangers, Tampa Bay, Boston, Pittsburgh, Washington.
They fucked up. They have Pittsburgh with 103 points in 6th place and Boston with 107 in 7th.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
Yeah, so that was just a bad TSN. You can't count on them for anything.
No, usually you can though. We love TSN, but that's a weird one. So no. So it is. That is what it is, man. Florida would play Washington if they went this way. Carolina, Pittsburgh, Toronto, Boston, Rangers, Tampa. So I don't know. I hope the NHL goes back to that because I don't see what does the whole winning your division thing do? What does that really do? Like, does it create more rivalries?
No.
I'm not really. I don't know.
Have you seen a rivalry that's been created during this in any of the divisions?
Not really.
That wasn't there before.
Not really.
Like Toronto, Boston. It's been a rivalry since the '60s, and Toronto,
Oh,
Montreal, Toronto, Ottawa. They were rivalries before. It just doesn't matter. I don't know.
So it
doesn't make any sense to me.
No, I'd much rather see it go back to that. And quickly, so in the West, too, it would be Colorado versus Nashville, 1 versus 8. It would be Minnesota versus Dallas, Calgary versus LA, and St. Louis versus Edmonton. Every series would be different. Out of all 8 series, the only one, if we went 1 versus 8, the only one that would remain the same would be Florida versus Washington. Every other series would be different.
What if they just put the whole league together and did 1-16?
Oh, I would love that.
Florida would play Nashville in the first round. The Leafs would get Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like I already told you, I would rather play anybody else in the playoffs right now than the Tampa Bay Lightning. Anybody. Bring it on. I don't care who it is, like including Rod Brindamore, and that's fucking insanity that I would choose that.
Well, I picked him to lose in the first round.
That's even, dude. I don't know what you're good. He's gonna hunt you down, man. he's gonna hunt you down.
He's at my window right now,
dude. Like
he's at my window, just shirtless and sweating.
Once he gets word of that, it's game over for you. Anyway, so all right, I don't know, man. That's about it. Like, I mean, we're kind of just getting ready for, getting ready for game one.
Tomorrow is the day, everybody. Game 1 of the playoffs. I'm already a little jittery.
Yeah, me too. Tomorrow's going to be an interesting day. I can't wait to see what happens. Tomorrow night will be in the first period right at this exact time tomorrow night. So
should we make a prediction on the game or just let it be?
Oh no, we can't be doing that, man.
Okay.
I'm not. No, I can't do that. Like I can't make predictions like when it comes to this kind of stuff. Like I wouldn't be surprised if the Leafs played well and beat them. I would not be surprised if they didn't look good and Tampa won. I really wouldn't be surprised either way. Would you?
No, like there would be nothing that'll surprise me, but my emotions still go crazy. You know what I mean?
But I will tell you,
I could totally picture Tampa beating Toronto in this series, and I will still fucking put my head through a wall when it happens.
Yeah,
so
I will tell you though, like I was not super excited when this all shook out and it ended up not being Boston and it ended up being Tampa instead. Like I was not super excited about it. But the more I've thought about it the last couple of days, I'm like, okay, like, and we'll get into this more, but like the old wrestler Ric Flair used to say, to be the man, you gotta beat the man, right? That's what he used to say. So that's where we're at here. To be the man, you got to beat the man. It sucks that it's in the first round. I'd rather match up against Tampa in the second or the third round or whatever, the second round, I guess. But right out of the gates with Tampa Bay. But anyway, we'll see what happens, man. It should be interesting, but I don't have a bad feeling about it. Do you?
No, I don't. I think wipe away that 8-1 game, and a lot of people have been commenting that there was a bunch of shit in that 8-1 game. The Leafs played Tampa very well this season. Very well. Someone, I don't have the comment, but someone commented that, it was Shalgren and net when they gave up 8 goals and they didn't have a great game. It'll be Campbell tomorrow. The Leafs scored 6 on Vasilevsky. So let's see, man. I don't feel terrible. I felt overconfident last year in the Montreal series. And in the Bruins series, I didn't feel confident at all. But speaking of overconfidence, I think we're going to end this podcast with a little tip from Dale, and it has something to do with overconfidence. Is that correct?
It's got a little bit to do with everything. But yeah, man, look, I'm not feeling great. I'm not feeling bad. I'm just kind of like, I could see the Leafs lose in this series. I honestly think the Leafs can win this series. That's where I am. So we got to just see I'm very excited to see what Leafs team shows up when it matters most against the team that is like,
yeah.
The
worst part is you won't actually see that until later in the series, because they always show up in the first few games. But if they get a 3-1 lead or a 3-2 lead, can they close it out?
Can they close it out?
Can they do it?
Yeah. Yeah. We're going to find out.
Some people in the comments are picking them to go to the Stanley Cup final right now. So,
well, if they beat Tampa Bay, I think I would pick them to do the same. So, like, this first round series is fucking huge. They beat Tampa, and honestly, the sky is the limit. We'll see what happens. Okay, you want to get to a very special tip of the week, and then we'll get out of here?
I want to hear this tip of the week. Let's do it.
Okay, here it comes.
Tip of the week.
Tips.
And now for the porn. So first I want to lay down on the counter, and what's going to happen is I want to take just a moment and I want to make myself nice and wet. And you know what else? I always like to use that wonderful porn. Oh gosh, look at that. I love that. Delicious. I can go all the way to the bottom and not make a mess of my nice pretty pink. Whoop. Ooh, but you know what? Now it's taste time.
Tips.
Oh, now it's taste time. Now it's go time. Here we go. Ready, Chatty?
Yeah, give us your tit.
Here is the tip of the week on the eve of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Now, look, here it is. Toronto Maple Leafs. I hope you get some good rest tonight, but not too much rest. Here it is. Leafs Nation, everybody. The Toronto Maple Leafs, they need to go into this series with the Tampa Bay Lightning. They need to go in here with big D mentality. Big D mentality. You want to know why, Chad? Because defense wins championships, okay? Right now, Tampa Bay might have bigger D. Tampa Bay might have the bigger D right now. But as far as I'm concerned, and I think you would agree, the Toronto Maple Leafs D has been growing. And that's a positive. If your D is growing just before the playoffs, maybe you got a little beat up, dirty D. Like Tampa Bay's D has been beat up over the last couple playoffs. That Tampa Bay's D has gone deep. So deep. They've gone as deep as you can go for 2 years in a row. Maybe Tampa's D is getting a little tired. Think that's possible?
Oh, for sure that's possible.
And maybe the Leafs D is just growing at the right time. Hasn't reached its full potential yet, the Leafs D, you could say.
No, we haven't seen the full potential of this Leafs D yet. I totally agree. That's an amazing tip. Amazing.
So they need to go in there with big D mentality. Tampa might have the bigger D right now, but there's no reason why the Leafs D can't be bigger by the end of this 7-game series. So let's go in with big D mentality, boys, and everything else will take care of itself. But I should say this now, this is going to get a little crazy because once we get back to Tampa on Friday and Sunday for games 3 and 4, we got the nicer weather coming up here in the GTA. But when you get down there in May in Tampa Bay in Florida, the weather's going to be beautiful. It's going to be short weather, Chad. So the Leafs are going to be on the off days walking around in shorts down in Tampa Bay. That's going to spell big trouble for one specific individual.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you right now, this could win the series on its own. Once the Leafs are down there, maybe they get a game of golf in, I don't know, but on the off days when they're wearing shorts in Florida, and you have Pierre Engvall walking around wearing shorts in Tampa Bay, he's going to have his horse cock just flapping around everywhere. It's going to be hanging right out of the fucking side of his shorts.
He could get arrested for that.
That alone, once anybody on the Tampa Bay Lightning get a look at that, they're going to be like, we did not realize we were up against this kind of D.
Oh. I get it. I think I'm following you here. Like, I think I'm following you. Like, it was about the defense and about having the big D mentality, but then somehow it went to Pierre Engvall in Florida in his shorts.
It's both. That's still that, but
But how is that a tip for the Leafs?
That's still big
Is
D
it
mentality.
Make sure Seabiscuit has his shorts on in Florida? Is that the tip?
Ultimately, the tip is the Leafs need to go in here with big D mentality. But also, tip number 2, Engvall wear the shortest, tightest shorts you could possibly wear once they get to Florida for games 3 and 4. And once Tampa Bay gets a look at that fucking horse cock flapping around, oh my God, he can't even keep it in his jeans or in.
Oh God, no.
He can't even keep it in his shorts. It'll be popping out of his shorts, man.
Oh God.
Like they're going to be asking him, like, Pierre, is that a banana in your pocket? He's going to say no.
What's going on? You got a third leg, Pierre.
That's right.
Also, just to add to that a little bit, something that I'd like to sprinkle on top of your tip,
please,
is that in the playoffs, a lot of times it comes down to not size, but depth. And I think in this series, the Leafs have a little more depth.
It's not with their D?
No, with the whole team.
The whole team.
So it's not always about size. It's about how deep your team is, how deep you can go. So
good depth, I agree, and big D mentality.
Big D mentality with long depth.
Let's see how it plays out. Cannot wait, boys. Cannot wait. Let's get her all fired up tomorrow night. But big D mentality, that's what it's going to take. Depth and big D if you want to go deep, just like Tampa's gone deep. But we'll see. It's going to be great. Can't wait to get it cooking tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, it all starts, everybody. I'm excited. For the Tippin' Maple Leafs podcast, don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at the Tippin' Maple Leafs podcast, on Twitter at the Tippin' Podcast. Email us at tippinpodcast@gmail.com. Check out our YouTube page at the Tippin' Maple Leafs podcast. Hit like and subscribe. And while you're at that YouTube page, stick around tomorrow night after the game. We'll be doing a live stream. Unless it goes into like triple overtime, we'll be doing a live stream right here just to quickly talk about the game. We'll do that after every playoff game as best we can. And until tomorrow night, Dale, we will.
Hey, man, I absolutely cannot wait. Let's go in with something to prove, and let's do something we haven't been able to do. Win a fucking playoff series for the first time in 18 years. It all gets started tomorrow night with game 1 between the Leafs and the Lightning. We will catch you for the post game right after the fucking game. Go Leafs, go. Oh, I'm so excited. I can't even think straight.
That's right. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.
Catch you later, everybody.